I'm not leaving my wingman. My long-lost cousin, Tim Cruise, is the ultimate reviewer. Woo! Please watch Cruise Reviews with Tim Cruise. Now, Tim feels the need. The need for speed! Well, not so much speed, we're on a cruise, but he completes me. Cruise Reviews. There is no substitute.
Hey people, it's been a long time. It's me, Tim Cooks, and here's our review of what? Phony of the Seas. Those Chinese people copy everything. Make sure you're on the real ship by Royal Caribbean, Symphony of the Seas. It's fabulous! The world's largest cruise ship by like half an inch, but hey, whatever. You're biggest, you're baddest, that's how it works. So we stayed in a balcony room overseeing Central Park. It was deck 11, number 249. There's Felicia. Hey, Felicia. And she liked this room. They're pretty good size, well appointed. They have made some smart moves in terms of organizing these rooms where they really maximize the space, where you have a nice area where you're not going to bump into anybody when you're walking past the bed. So yeah, we got keyless locks where you just tap it on the door now. Now you have to put a card inside the light switch. Normally you put your card key in there, but just put something in there. Otherwise it'll blink and your lights will turn off while you're standing in a room. Annoying! So yeah, I just popped a business card in there. We were good to go. It just stayed on forever, burning lots of carbon dioxide to keep the fish happy. So nice lit mirror. It took me a while to figure out that mirror was lit from the circle behind it. So that was kind of nice. Nice size bed. Very new, very comfy. Not a lot of DNA yet. It's only been on, I think, 57 trips, they told us. And some new boat, right? They told us it was new. I was like, how many sailing? Oh, we've been on 57 trips. What? This isn't new. This is old hat now. But still the newest in their fleet. There's some new stuff coming out in 2019. Looking forward to that. Nice flat panel TV. It does come out from the wall and angle towards the family area, I want to call it, or the couch area. So you could watch TV there. Couch wasn't really comfortable. It's kind of a strange layout. There is a safe in every room. You can program your own code in there, but don't lose your combination. You'll end up in a pickle. Actually, we should have tried that. We didn't try that. Lots of storage space. Again, very smartly done. And you've got a refrigerator in most of the rooms with it has a lock for the, if you opt for the mini bar. We didn't do that. We just put our water in some dessert. Felicia stole from the dessert area on the Windjammer. And a nice little pull-out chair there so you can do your little makeup. Lots of power, which is really nice, including a couple of USB, but they were like the low wattage USB. So if you want the quick charge, you're going to have to bring your own chargers and plug them into the AC outlets. Lots of hanging space, which is really nice. And you've got your own thermostat. You can make it as warm or as cold as you want. And the bathroom's not awful. It's about the same shape and size, but it felt a little bigger this time for some reason. You could walk in there without bumping into the shower incessantly. So a lot of people have asked me, well, Tim, how do you work this thing? You get on your first cruise and you're like trying to figure out how to use the water. So basically you've got two little dial things here. And please, if you've done cruises before, you know what this is all about. But people, my God, first time you're ever going to cruise, like, what do? You turn one thing and you don't recognize you're turning it all the way to hot. And then you turn the water on and you just scalded the heck out of yourself. It's terrible. So one side's temperature, one side is water. Just kind of turn it up and step out and let it do its thing. Get ready. It gets hot pretty quick, too. You got a tremendous supply of hot water in every room. So very happy to see that. The toilet has a super sucker. Now, it's not meant to be flushed while you're on it, so no courtesy flushing here unless you put the lid down, because there's some suction. I bet it would suck your intestines out to Murgatroyd. I don't even know what it would do here. So, and lots of shelves in the bathroom to store all your stuff, and there's some under-counter area, mostly for trash and in feminine hygiene. We brought our own soap. You never know where this soap has been or what these cleaning people are doing in these rooms. A little bit of power amp here for your hair dryer. For the one that comes with the room, yes, there is a hair dryer included in the room. But yeah, nicely appointed bathroom, and I didn't feel as claustrophobic this time as I typically do on a cruise ship. So smartly done. Oh, there we are. Nice mirror so you can check your look. And, of course, the obligatory folded towels, blah, blah, blah. Here's the USBs. Again, they're not the high-speed chargers. They're the low wattage ones. So bring your own little doodad if you want to do a high-speed charge. And again, when you're on a cruise, you probably do want to charge high speed. So we have this neat little Belkin thing. We'll put a link down here to that. It's pretty neat, too. Gives you 3 outlets for one and a couple of USB high-speed chargers. Again, very well appointed. And do you have these little magnet things? Because I always say there's not enough hooks. Why not use the walls? Because the walls are metal. So we have these rare earth magnets that we bought on it's Amazon somewhere, made in China. They're really cheap, couple of bucks for 3 or 4 of them. And your ceiling is metal, and these things are pretty strong too. They're rare earth magnets. They didn't do any damage. There's a little felt underneath them, so you're not going to scratch anything unless you slide them across and ruin the felt. But yeah, we do a lot of recording on the ship too, and we used it to hang things up, to get things off of the table. A nice, clever way to use it. Remember, the walls are metal, the ceiling is metal, so use magnets. Very strong magnets. Can't hang anything heavy, but it gets some stuff off the table for you. All right, let's move on. One of my favorite places on this boat is Central Park, and it's really a unique idea. What they really wanted to do originally, we were talking to some people, and they wanted to make it a big grassy area to be kind of like a park, but they decided it was really hard to grow grass on a ship when it's enclosed, and to irrigate it's kind of a pain in the butt, and to maintain it's just ridiculous. So they opted for this thing. It's kind of like a Central Park with walkways and stuff. Now, it's really neat. There are these big, giant glass structures protruding from the middle of it, which do take up a tremendous amount of the potential usable space here. And they're really unnecessary. One is like a area to light the promenade underneath it. And then the other one's this silly elevator bar that goes up and down that hardly anybody uses. It's not really popular. So if I were Royal Caribbean, if I were Mr. Caribbean, I would take these 2 things out and just expand this and leave this a big open area for seating. Maybe put some kind of European cafe or a big bar in the middle of it where people can just gather. And of course, you've got your foofy restaurants up here too. We still haven't been in 150. I have no idea what they do. I did poke my head in and they gave me dirty looks, but that's usual. And Shops is up here too, and there's the Vintages wine bar that no one goes to. And then there's they laid the bar out a little bit nicer on this one where it's really not in the way. It's kind of on the side here. It's a little different than Oasis, I think. It's been a while since I've been on Oasis, but nice little area. Lots of places to sit and just chill and hang out. It's kind of quiet here. And man, these guys are meticulous. They are taking care of these plants 24 hours a day. Unbelievable. Here's that little bar. We got really good service in this bar, too. It was never really crowded, and the bartender was very friendly, very fast. And here's these albatrosses I'm talking about, these giant window panels in the middle of this thing that just offer no usable space. And it doesn't really do anything for Central Park aesthetically either. It's just like, there's this big glass thing in the middle I have to walk around. So Jamie's is up here, of course, and the cafe, which is nice, the Park Cafe, where you can get a bagel every morning. Had some nice stuff. They had garlic cream cheese. Yummy! So I was there every morning. I didn't even go to the Windjammer for breakfast. I went to Park Cafe. Now, Jamie's is cute. It's kind of a new thing. It's an Italian, like a traditional Italian restaurant, and we have some reviews on the restaurants in a different video we're going to put out here soon. So make sure you subscribe and like and tell all your friends about this, because you definitely want to hear my slanted view on Jamie's. It was good. It was a decent restaurant. I have no complaints, but definitely not an Olive Garden. That's my question. Why is there no Olive Garden or Red Lobster on these ships? You've got a stupid Starbucks. Why not bring an Olive Garden? You know how many people will be in that Olive Garden every night? You could charge 10 times that you charge in a traditional Olive Garden. No. Okay, here's Vintages again. No one is ever in Vintages, and it's a great place to get a drink. There is a limited full bar there, so if you want a quick tequila, like me, in and out, baby, Vintages is the place. Nice and quiet in there, too. So if you're dating someone that you really shouldn't be dating, like if you're married and you meet a chick, great place to meet Vintages because no one else will ever go in there. It's really cool. Great selection of wine. Very, very friendly people in Vintages, too. And again, there's never anybody in here. It's the strangest thing. Probably a better use of space here, too. Might be some kind of appetizer place. I don't know. What do I know? I'm just a reviewer. So let's take a look at something else new on the ship. There's this bar called Playmakers, which is a brilliant idea. Kudos, Royal Caribbean, to put a sports bar on a cruise ship. I mean, especially when you're out on Sundays. Play some football, the American type, of course. Who watches that other stuff? But Seriously, there's a lot of people watching soccer in this place, but it's a great place where you can get beer and wings and fries and appetizers, which are not covered by any food plan. You have to pay extra for these things. It's all extra, but still, nonetheless, a great idea. Now, they can learn from some American companies on seating because the stools at the bar were too low and there weren't enough seats in the area behind where this television was. So, yeah, there's a lot of room for improvement. There's a full arcade behind it. So while you're sucking down your cheap Budweisers and eating wings, you could throw the kids in the back and let them play arcade games, which is really neat. Not a big selection of arcade games in the back. They could have done a little bit better on that. There is another arcade on the ship, but it's still, while you're here, you can kind of keep your kids where you can kind of see them here. That's nice. It's a step down thing here, but I was really excited about being able to get beer and wings on a ship. It's just a really weird thing you'd never expect on a cruise ship. And I just thought that was really, really cool. The problem is, inside the service was fabulous at the tables, but if you sit outside at those tables, prepare to wait. I don't know if the waitresses on this ship were just angry or protesting or what. I mean, it's really hard to find waitresses who look like white trash women who are European, because I don't know where white trash women come from. Do they come from Europe? I don't know, but they've managed to find some women who look white trashy. But at the same time, they were terrible servers, so they actually matched the white trash personality. It was really, really tremendously accurate. But seriously, we had a hard time getting any service outside. We had to walk up to the bar, order our wings, and then carry it outside ourselves. It was terrible. Hopefully, they've made some shifts in personnel by the time you watch this video. But tremendous idea. Put a sports bar on a ship, especially on Sunday and Monday when football games are playing. Brilliant, brilliant idea. People didn't care. They were paying for their snacks and wings and all that stuff, and their drinks too. So we had the drink package, which we'll tell you about in another video too, which definitely worked out to our advantage again. You know, funny thing too, I couldn't get the shuffleboard to work, which was kind of weird. It was there, but it was inoperable, or I don't know what was going on. And of course, the hot dog stand is out here too. There's a place you can get candy and the merry-go-round. Woohoo! Kind of watch your kids on there while you're having a beer. Great idea, Royal Caribbean. Brilliant, brilliant concept. I love this. I actually threw this idea at somebody years ago, but you know, I wasn't kind of half joking about it. I didn't think they'd really do it. I didn't think Europeans understood sports bars. Now, the pools on this thing, tremendous. This is what I call the toilet, because it looks like a giant yellow and green toilet. So you go down this tube outside and you spin around and you go down this thing and people freak out as they try to stop. And this girl's butt was a little too big, so she had to push herself along before she fell down the toilet. And everybody kind of freaks like, being sucked down the toilet. So yeah, that's fun too. A lot of pools, no shortage of water activities on this ship. And this was the first time, honestly, I didn't see too many chairs being reserved where you couldn't find a place to sit. Because there's so many chairs available here. And even the idiots who put their towels on and never come back to their chairs didn't seem to do that on this ship. Or there were just so many chairs they didn't bother to do it. The weather was great. Big kids area, lots of fun stuff to do for kids and adults alike. Uh-oh, another stupid idea. So they have this robotic bartender. I made this crappy drink that no one would ever drink. I mean, you can basically make whatever you want. So I wasted alcohol. I know it's a sin. I put vodka in here and all kinds of crap, knowing I actually tried it. It was kind of gross, actually. But yeah, you can sit there and watch this stupid robot make drinks. Now, the problem, they didn't have some of the top shelf bottles because I guess they didn't fit in their little mechanism. So there was no way I was drinking Cuervo, so this was just off limits for me. I guess little round bottles had to fit into a little suction thing. They couldn't fit a good tequila like a Patron or an 1800 tequila in this thing. So it had to be a round or a square bottle of a certain size. So Cuervo, I was like, I'm not doing that. Look at this gross thing I'm making here. So you enter all your crap in there and your name goes up on a board. Blah, 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 and then people stare at you and wait for their drinks. This was never crowded either. I mean, you can get as many drinks as often as you wanted here if you had a drink package. You just put your card up to the little doodad, order what you wanted, and it was good to go. Really wasn't exciting after watching it the first time. I'm like, wow, this is stupid. You can't talk to a robotic bartender. Can't have them suggest drinks for you. It's just, you have to know what you want going into this thing, and it's boring AF. It's a huge waste of space. I wasn't big on this thing either. I expect to see these things go away. And this would make sense in the kitchen where you didn't have to see it, but why show people that you're stealing jobs away from capable workers, right? Bad idea, people. The shows are always pretty decent, but I have to tell you, all Royal Caribbean ships have these poles in the middle of their theaters. I mean, the seating, you have to be really careful because if you sit too close to a boundary, you can't see over it, and otherwise you're occluded by these poles. There are so many poles. Now, we didn't see that in a Disney ship. I'm not sure if Celebrity Norwegian or the other ships have this, but look, in the comedy theater, there were so many poles, it was ridiculous. You really had to be careful where you sit. So there are very, very few seats that are great on the upper level. And there's always all these miserable old people because they act like they're entitled to go to shows, too. So they always they wait like an hour before the show, they're in there, and they grab the best seats. So you really need to get there early if you're going to see a show and avoid poles. Entertainment-wise, I thought this was more entertaining than some of the shows.
Attention all crew, attention all crew. All damage response teams, please report back to the Damage Control Center. All damage response teams, please report back to the Damage Control Center.
A little disturbing, right?
Once again, all damage response teams, please report back to the Damage Control Center. This is a drill for the crew. Guest participation.
Oh, good thing they told us that, man. I'm scared of the Jesus. Thought we were some Titanic crabs. Gonna have to call the captain. Who's this handsome devil? Oh, this is
Every
cool.
time I see you, you bring music to my ears.
I like this.
It's beautiful.
Outside the Windjammer. And of course, you know me. I had to try it for myself. They could never get it wrong, because it always plays something pretty. I thought I was going to be able to be super creative. And it's only on the steps. So if you're looking for that Tom Hanks big, it ain't happening here, sweetie. All right, one more thing I wanted to touch on before we go. It's Wonderland, one of their newer restaurant concept ideas, which is a takeoff on the Alice in Wonderland thing. I didn't try this door to see if it worked, but it's cute. The upstairs entrance area is a little bar area, really low ceilings with sparklies in there. Nothing exciting going on here. Some of the promo videos, I saw some cool stuff happen at the bar, but we didn't see it here in person. It's a neat place. The menu is really odd, okay? I mean, the service was incredible. And the Mad Hatter, he was just great, totally personable. The waitress was awesome, too. But look, this is the chicken we got. I mean, what is this? I mean, it was good, but it's like any other chicken. Would I go out of my way to do this again? I don't know. And the cool thing is this little dessert thing where they pour something hot on it and it kind of disappears. But you've seen this a million times in videos already. She was a gem. She was wonderful. She was very straightforward and honest about everything. And, you know, she just did a great job. Everybody there was just impeccable. Great service. They should have these people working at Playmakers. These people were just impeccable. But yeah, it's neat. It's a neat presentation. Thing melts away, blah, blah, blah. You know, seen one, seen them all. Food again, okay, nothing to write home about. We just did the chicken. We didn't go back a second time. I was a little concerned. Some of the things on the menu are a little weird, like that. The buffalo deviled egg was kind of odd as an appetizer. Really big portions, too. I couldn't eat any of it, but I guess the desserts were really the highlight of Wonderland. So really neat stuff as far as desserts. Unfortunately, you can't just go for dessert. You have to go for the whole dinner package, and reservations are required in this place. It wasn't totally filled up. There are a lot of empty tables there, so you can probably still get in and experience Wonderland if that's your thing. And oh my God, one of my favorite things on the ship was in-elevator entertainment. And I swear to God, we pioneered this like 10 years ago. We used to sing in the elevators, and if you're on a ship with us, you knew we were there. But this guy brings the piano on the elevator. On the elevator. It's so unusual. We couldn't believe it either. It's pretty good. ignoring him, too. That was even funnier. That was really good. All right, we've gone about 20 minutes here. Some of the highlights of Symphony of the Seas. So come back. I'm going to put a whole bunch of different things, including some restaurant reviews and some information about the drink packages and some other really good cruise review information you can use. But again, I want to touch on the disaster that they call a muster drill. Now, this is supposed to be one of the most critical things you do when you get on a cruise ship. You need to learn what to do in the event of an emergency because you're out on the open sea. You never know. Things can happen, man. Titanic, okay? I know it's 100 years ago. It never happened again. But seriously, you need to know where to go, where to meet, how to put a life jacket on. And they cover none of this in their muster drill. They show this stupid little movie. People were falling asleep, standing over, people with their beverages. I mean, they close the bars like a half hour before this stupid thing happens. You can't hear the people talking. You can't see them because if you're, God forbid, less than 6 feet tall, you can't see over all these people. And the guy standing in the middle of the hallway saying something inaudibly, and a whole bunch of people are out there, and there's so much noise and commotion. And you're watching this stupid video that has nothing to do with anything to do with safety. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. So muster drill failure again, Royal. Come on, get it together. Let me do this for you. I can fix this. Oh my God, what a drag. And I learned nothing. It's over! Open the friggin' bars! Woohoo! Oh, what a disaster. Come on, get it together. I mean, come on. You should take a lesson from Disney's playbook. They do an amazing job with their muster drill. Anyway, some of the most beautiful sunsets ever seen by mankind. I love the ship. It's beautiful. It's Symphony of the Seas by Royal Caribbean. Get on it. You will enjoy it, too. Some great itineraries. Great service, except for outside of Playmakers. Love it. My name is Tim Cooks. Please like, share, subscribe. There'll be a lot more video from this ship. Stick around.